Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
And that breaking news, a house fire investigation. A fire breaks out at a southeast Raleigh home overnight. The damage left behind as firefighters investigate a cause.
And skies are clear in most places, and you can see the supermoon. I'll show you how much more we'll see some clear skies before rain heads our way.
Plus AI in schools. The presentation Wake school leaders are set to receive today that could change how your student uses technology in the classroom.
And helicopter crash. A medical chopper comes crashing down onto a city highway. How the victims on the plane are doing as investigators work to piece together what happened. We are closely following developments in that story out of Sacramento, California. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. We're glad you're up with us as we ease you into the Tuesday morning. All the talk this morning has been the supermoon that is still shining bright outside. Thanks for joining us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Chris Levingood. One way you can engage with the newscast, in addition to watching us, sending your photos of the supermoon to WRAL.com/reported. Elizabeth, people have been doing that this morning, but you have the real deal live in action right behind you.
We do right here. This is a look at our Garner Tower. So we're looking over toward Garner here in Wake County, and there's that moon. Of course, it will set here shortly behind the horizon, but it's so beautiful, especially when it's on the horizon. It looks even more beautiful and even more full. And we'll talk about what makes it a supermoon coming up in just a little while. Our temperature is heading out the door in the triangle in the mid-60s, but we also have some patchy fog in spots, including Southern Pines. Here at Longleaf Golf and Family Club, we're really starting to get socked in with some fog. However, visibility officially is at 4 miles, but Rocky Mount showing up at a quarter of a mile. So just be careful in some areas. You may run into some fog. It is going to be a warm afternoon. Highs climb into the mid-80s. We will see increasing clouds ahead of a front that comes through tomorrow. That's going to bring us a good chance of rain, especially in the afternoon. It may taper off by the evening commute, but I'm going to walk you through the timeline on Futurecast coming up. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, at 6:01, give you a live look now at what's happening with Raleigh police. They're working this crash on Rock Quarry Road near MLK Boulevard, just east of downtown. We're seeing a little bit of a slowdown right now on Rock Quarry Road, but we're being told from our friends at Raleigh Wake 911 that part of that intersection is blocked, so be mindful of that as this is part of your morning commute. But really and truly, all our major routes, like here on the Beltline, I-440 Ridge Road, really delay-free, and that's what we're seeing throughout the Triangle and surrounding communities coming into Wake County. All those routes are relatively delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
We are following breaking news right now in southeast Raleigh as we're giving you video from the WRAL breaking news tracker. This is at the scene of a house fire on Evers Drive. You see that right there, the damage, the firefighters spraying the hoses on that damaged rooftop. Yeah, the siding of the house was melted as well as the damaged roof. We're still seeing some smoke there too. What we're doing right now is we're working to discover what happened here, and we'll bring you updates as soon as we learn the cause of this fire.
Happening today, Wake school leaders are set to hear another proposal from Amazon on how AI can be used in the classroom. We told you about the first meeting between school leaders and company reps. Kelsey Coffey is live from Wake School headquarters in Cary with a preview of today's meeting. Kelsey.
Yes, Renee, AI is developing at lightning speed. So today, Wake school leaders will talk about how your student could benefit from that in the classroom. They'll meet here at the school board headquarters to brainstorm a new AI policy. Now, this is the second time that school leaders will meet with Amazon about AI. A company representative is coming back to share how AI can help schools work more efficiently. Wake County Schools already encourages the use of AI. There's just not an official policy on it yet. But a few parameters exist, like students are encouraged to use Google Gemini over ChatGPT. The district has a data privacy agreement with Google. WRAL Education Insider Emily Walkenhorst explains how other school districts are handling AI.
A lot of other school districts in our area have AI policies. They're usually a couple of paragraphs encouraging the use of AI and explaining an expectation for students. So students should be literate in AI. They should know how to use it. They should know AI's limits.
You can follow our coverage of today's Wake Schools meeting in the education section of WRAL.com. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Cary.
Earlier this month, WRAL's Lena Tillett went into two Wake County schools to see how some teachers are already using AI in their classrooms. And they were navigating how to use the tech safely and how to make sure that AI is not replacing learning. You can find that story on WRAL.com.
Lawmakers still cannot agree on a funding bill as we near 1 week under a government shutdown. The Senate failed to pass both the GOP and Democrat funding bills last night, and this is the fifth time the Senate has rejected both measures. Now, Democrats are largely united in wanting to keep certain health care subsidies from expiring. They appear to be winning over at least one or two other lawmakers on that issue. Meanwhile, most Republicans are pushing for a relatively clean stopgap measure.
Meanwhile, Chris, the real-world impacts of the shutdown are growing. The FAA says it's been delaying flights due to air traffic controller shortages. The transportation secretary says many controllers are calling out sick since they're no longer getting paid. An FAA operations plan says at least a dozen air traffic control facilities braced for shortages last night. Officials say the Burbank, California tower outright closed, forcing pilots to coordinate with one another.
The very same thing ended the 35-day government shutdown back in 2019, and controllers calling out sick led to ground stops and delays at some of the country's busiest airports. And when that happened, lawmakers reached a deal pretty quickly.
President Trump appeared to give contradictory statements, saying talks with Democrats about making a health care deal were taking place. Democratic congressional leaders say they heard of no such talks, but would welcome them. The president then posted on social media he would not negotiate with Democrats until the government reopened.
New this morning, brand new video shows the moment a medical helicopter fell from the sky and then crashed onto a Sacramento highway. And if you look here, you can see at the tail of the chopper, it starts to turn, and then moments later, it hits the pavement before it starts smoking. Now, we want to give you a look at the aftermath. We're talking about 3 people who were aboard that helicopter, a pilot, a nurse, and a paramedic. They're in critical condition this morning at last check. The Sacramento Fire Department says witnesses helped one of the injured from that wreckage, but it's not clear what caused that crash. But we can tell you the NTSB and the FAA, they are investigating that.
Tension is growing as hundreds of federal troops prepare to enter Chicago. Right now, Illinois' Democratic leaders are suing, trying to stop more troops from entering the city. Federal prosecutors have charged an alleged gang member with soliciting murder of an unnamed senior law enforcement official taking part in immigration enforcement there. Authorities are also searching for the driver of a black SUV accused of repeatedly ramming into ICE agents in a truck. So far, a federal judge has blocked President Trump's effort to send more troops into Oregon. The president says he's considering invoking the Insurrection Act.
Tonight, law enforcement and a mother in Durham are holding National Night Out events. And this is happening as there is an ongoing concerns about gun violence in the area. We turn to Allie Kavibar live at the Durham Police Department this morning. Allie, that mother, she is standing up against senseless violence, especially because she says she found a bullet in her child's bedroom.
Chris, an unsettling reality for this mom, especially when she had to call Durham police to investigate her son's bedroom. And now she's taking action. This comes after she found this bullet in her 4-year-old son's bedroom. Lashanae Lyons Toomer told us on July 3rd she thought she heard fireworks outside until the next morning she found a bullet hole in her son's ceiling. Durham police have responded to 401 shots fired through September 27th this year. Now, we checked Raleigh's numbers as well. The city has released crime statistics through the end of the second quarter of the year. Police there have responded to 222 aggravated assaults involving firearms. As for Lyons, she says tonight's National Night Out will be about stopping all this careless gunfire.
It shook me for a moment. But, you know, I just feel like I believe that nothing happens for no reason. So I'm just going to take this and say, OK, this is the time for me to use my voice so this doesn't happen to others.
Life Over Careless Gunfire. That's the event she was talking about. It is from 6 to 8 at Longmeadow Park. This is a part of more than 50 National Night Out events that are happening in Durham. You can find that on WRAL.com. Reporting live in Durham, Allie Kavibar, WRAL News.
Also happening in Durham today, primary elections. The offices of mayor and 3 city council members are on that ballot. In each race, the incumbent in the seat is running for re-election, and 2 candidates for mayor will move on to the general election in November. 6 candidates for the 3 city council seats, they'll move on, and the polls are open from 6:30 a.m., so in about 21 minutes, to 7 o'clock tonight. Meanwhile, Fayetteville is also holding municipal elections. You can find out your city and its elections today and learn about their candidates on WRAL.com.
Looking ahead, no word yet on who will replace Canes president Doug Wharf. Team owner Tom Dundon announced Wharf resigned yesterday. Wharf rejoined Hurricanes Holdings LLC in July of last year after working for the Canes from 2000 to 2017. Dundon wished Wharf well in the next chapter of his life. New charges against former NFL quarterback and Fox Sports analyst Mark Sanchez. Indianapolis police have now added a felony count accusing Sanchez of assaulting a 69-year-old delivery driver while intoxicated. New video obtained by the New York Post shows Sanchez bloody and appearing to stumble in the moments after the fight early Saturday morning. Prosecutors say both men were hurt in the fight and hospitalized. Sanchez has not entered a plea. He faces up to 6 years in prison if convicted. Still ahead, $1.5 million. That's the bond for a Durham 18-year-old accused of street racing, then crashing and killing a man in another car. We're speaking with the victim's family.
Plus, stopping the sickness. The recommendations from the CDC to keep you healthy throughout the holidays.
And I'm tracking this front that comes in tomorrow. There's some rain ahead of it. I'll show you when we'll see it and how much coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL.
And here's a look at your winning Powerball numbers. We have 28, 29, 32, 66, and 67. The Powerball number is 3 and the multiplier is 2.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14. Look at this glorious supermoon that we have happening behind us. Coming up, we're going to talk more about what a supermoon is and how many more of them may see. But we may see in the next few months. But hopefully, you'll get a peek at it. We are seeing clear skies right here in downtown Raleigh. And if your kids are headed out to the bus stop this morning, right now, they may see it as well. Temperatures this morning low to mid 60s, and then we'll end up with a very warm afternoon. So it's definitely shorts and t-shirts weather for the kids as we get through the day today. Temperatures are going to climb into the mid 80s for this afternoon in the Triangle. Maybe even some upper 80s down around Fayetteville. So last warm day that we end up seeing for a while as we have a cold front come through. With that front tomorrow, we'll also see an increased chance for rain, especially around lunchtime into the latter part of the afternoon. We're going to talk about how much rain we could see out of this tomorrow. Coming up, Ken.
Ah, that's so eye-catching. I love that. You can love this too. You're getting ready to head out the door, particularly if you're in Apex, US 1 northbound lanes moving away from us, all flowing nicely in all directions. If I-40 westbound, part of your morning commute this morning, you're coming in from Garner or Johnston County, Highway 36 to the Beltline, no delays. We're not seeing any delays on that southern loop of the Beltline as well. We have Raleigh police still working that crash right there on Rock Quarry Road at MLK Boulevard, but we're not seeing any delays in that particular area at this hour.
The CDC released new guidance that could make it more difficult for you or maybe your child to get your COVID-19 booster shot. See, now they recommend COVID shots for people 65 and older, and that's only after these folks consult with a doctor or a pharmacist. Walgreens says it will continue to offer the COVID vaccine for anyone starting at age 3. Meanwhile, CVS says its pharmacies are ready to give the shot to children as young as 5 years old.
The Durham County Sheriff's Office has launched a new mobile app and survey to better connect with the community. The app is available in the Google and Apple app stores. It's to better communicate during emergencies, provide quick access to important information, and let people send in tips and report any concerns. You can take the citizen survey and give feedback on the Durham County Sheriff's Office website.
If an 18-year-old charged in a deadly street racing crash in Durham County wants to bond out, yeah, he's going to have to pay up big. A judge increased Kevin Ruiz Gomez's bond to $1.5 million after hearing from the victim's family. Ruiz Gomez was in court yesterday for the first time since that crash last week. He is accused of running a red light, hitting Jamal Parker's car, killing him, and seriously injuring a woman in the passenger seat. Ruiz Gomez is expected to be in court again later this month.
Still think about it bond because now I have to raise 2 young boys and who don't understand.
Parker's aunt, Elizabeth Reeves, said that he was a hero to his children, and his family is now trying to raise money for his funeral.
And happening right now in the WRAL Life Center, we have three new Nobel Prize winners. John Clark, Michael Deverett, and John Martinez. They won the Nobel Prize for Physics for their discoveries in quantum mechanics. Now, this honor has been awarded 118 times to 226 Nobel Prize laureates between 1901 and 2024. These researchers will be formally awarded the prize at a ceremony on December 10th, and the prizes carry a cash award of nearly $1.2 million.
Things that we have been watching closely here is the supermoon. It's what we've been talking about. You've been sending us photos here to the WRAL news here. Was it WRAL.com/reported, I believe, is where you can go to it.
Yes.
And it's just stunning to look at, to see it this morning.
It is so pretty out there. And if you love the supermoon, of course, we're going to see even more of it. We're going to see more of those coming up over the next several months. Coming up, we're going to talk more about what the supermoon is and what does that actually mean. So we'll check that out. Definitely looking beautiful out there right now. So we move forward and check out our next weather maker, which is going to be this cold front. Already out ahead of it, we're seeing showers and thunderstorms across the Mississippi Valley and the Ohio Valley. This is going to start to push rain into our area. We really need some rain. We're running way behind, especially in our eastern counties. We're looking at moderate drought right now. Unfortunately, this one looks like it's going to move through so fast that we're not going to see a whole lot of rain out of it. This afternoon here, this starts right around lunchtime. Expect partly cloudy skies early on, but closer to 5-6 o'clock, we may see the clouds thickening up. Could be a sprinkle in our southern counties, but our potential for rain today is pretty minimal. And then as we get into the day tomorrow, we're going to start off dry. This is 7 a.m., so this is not going to be an issue for the morning commute. But by lunchtime, we are likely to begin to see that rain moving into our northern counties, and then it moves through here very quickly. Could be a lingering shower there during the evening commute, but it's not likely to be heavy at that point, and then it's out of here by around 10 o'clock. Here's a look at what we'll see out of this, probably anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to maybe 1/2 an inch. It's probably going to be more of an average of 1/4. Behind this, we're going to see some blustery conditions on Thursday. Winds gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour and a big cool down. Lots of highs in the 60s, and that's going to make for a nice, crisp, but beautiful Canes home opener. Maybe a little bit windy, but at 6 o'clock, 64, and that means that it's going to be nice and cool. You may need a sweater if you're going to be tailgating before the home opener on Thursday. Then over the weekend, Saturday, we may see a low developing along that front. That could bring us some rain as far inland as our area. We're going to give it a 40% chance right now. Some of the models are trying to hold that rain offshore, so we'll be watching that closely. Again, for total for today all the way through Saturday, potentially only around 1/4 of an inch of rain, and we definitely need some rain. If you're hoping for some crisp fall temperatures, we'll definitely see that Thursday and Friday, Ken.
Excellent. Hoping for that, too. And if you're hoping for a quiet morning commute, you've got it. Here's a live look at I-87 and Smithfield Road. Those are the southbound lanes coming into the capital city, moving nicely, really, into the capital city. No delays to report whatsoever, so which is really good news. In terms of other routes coming into the capital city, very little delays. We have Raleigh police still working that crash on Rock Quarry Road and MLK, but we're not seeing any delays in that particular area at this hour.
All right, thank you, Ken. Phone feature false alarms. Why first responders are being kept busier because of a smartphone feature meant to help people.
Plus, Hoop Talk. The ACC tip-off is underway this week in Charlotte. How teams across the Triangle are preparing ahead of the upcoming season.
First responders are dealing with false alarms because of a smartphone feature. The newer Google Pixel, iPhones, and Apple Watches, they have crash detection features. It can automatically call for help during a crash. Well, Southern Pines reports that 25 alerts have happened there so far this year. Other counties like Hoke have also reported false alarms. Ted Horvath with Southern Pines Fire and Rescue says they can take away resources from other emergencies.
Only one of those alerts back in May was an actual crash notification that had an injury.
First responders say the feature is typically triggered when people leave their phones on top of their cars and drive away. Now, despite the confusion the feature can cause, Horvath praises that technology.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
A member of Oasis stepping back from the stage.
And a U.S. Olympic rugby player now in doll form. We have Ken Smith here now with What's Trending. What's up, Ken?
Oh, listen, Chris and Renee, let's start with that British rock band Oasis. Guitarist Paul Bonehead Arthur saying he will miss a few of the band's reunion gigs to get cancer treatment. Arthur's revealed on social media he was diagnosed with prostate cancer earlier this year. He's taking a planned break to tackle the next phase of his treatment.
He's being so transparent, saying that his treatment's going well, and he plans to go back on stage in South America in November. Certainly hope he recovers. It's a terrible disease.
Yeah, fans are with him 100%, sending him good thoughts.
Well, check out a series of new one-of-a-kind Barbie dolls inspired by 4 rugby players from all across the globe, including U.S. Olympic medalist Ilona Mayer. Mattel says the doll features a new muscular sculpt like Mayer and the other athletes as well.
And you remember Ilona Mayer represented the U.S. in the 2020 and most recently 2024 Olympics. She and her team won the bronze medal. But aside from her success in the Olympics, I mean, she's a social media darling. She's open, real, authentic, taking people behind the scenes of what it means to be an elite athlete. And love her hashtag Beast Beauty Brains that has been viral. But
very
she's
positive
a
force.
beast in the best of ways.
All right, thanks, Ken. Basketball season is just around the corner, and this week, all men's and women's basketball teams from every ACC member school is in Charlotte for the ACC tip-off. NC State women's basketball is looking for redemption after losing to UNC in Chapel Hill last year. And losing to Duke in the ACC championship game. UNC had 4 seniors graduate this past season, and so Coach Courtney Bankert says they have 6 new faces. Meanwhile, Duke is looking to build on their first ACC championship. 10 players are returning from last year. Coach Kara Lawson said the team will be her tallest and her most athletic. You can watch our afternoon shows today and tomorrow as we hear from our men's teams, too. Time is 6:26. AI in the classroom. Wake County school leaders meet today to learn more about how it could be used. Up next, the decision the board has already made and what's still to be determined.
And holiday deals available now. There's a wave of deals this week. 5 Under Side's Keely Arthur shows you some good gift ideas at great prices.
And at the bus stop this morning, it feels pretty comfortable. Temperatures are mainly in the low to mid 60s, and it will be a very warm afternoon in the mid 80s. But tomorrow, a front comes through to change all of that. I'll show you when we could see some rain.